Video is going to be a little unexpected. As you can see, we have a new car in front of us. This is actually not mine, unfortunately. Of course, obviously you're looking at it. This is a 2013 Honda Civic Si Coupe. It's obviously manual because only SIs come in manual, but pretty much my mom finally bought a new car, and this is what I convinced her to get. So pretty much she's been driving the same 1998 Accord for like super freaking long, and pretty much I convinced her. Well, no, she kind of wanted to buy a new car herself anyway, but she was thinking about just buying a regular old Civic, and I was like, eh. So I decided to look at SIs and see how much they would go for, and we found this one for only a couple grand more than a regular Civic LX. So we decided if we're gonna go big or go home, pretty much. So here it is. It's obviously red. It's completely stock. There's no modifications at all. We bought it at Toyota Sunnyvale, as you might be able to tell. And yeah, it's in pretty good shape. This car only has 18,000 miles on it, but as you can see, the paint is just a little bit scratched up, but kind of hard to see in this lighting. But they're actually going to buff it for us at the dealership next week. So other than that, the car is absolutely in really good shape. And yeah, the rims are a little bit curved up, which is one of the only things that I noticed wrong with the car. So it's pretty much that. The tires are original to the car, I believe. They're from 2012, but they have plenty of tread on them, just being that this is a very low mileage vehicle. And same thing with the brakes, plenty of pad left there, so that's cool. Not exactly sure what that noise is. You can see the tires have a little bit of weather cracking on the edges, but I mean, this car is a local, and this is Northern California, so it is definitely sunny out here. It was in a front-end collision, as you may be able to tell. I'm not really sure if you can, but yeah. So you can see this corner, this bumper was repainted pretty poorly, actually, that you can now see. But standing back from the car, you can't really tell. So, and I did take a look under the hood, like at the frame, and there was really no frame damage, so we decided to buy the car anyway. Not a huge deal breaker there. But yeah, guys, this thing is pretty sweet. Of course, I personally like this model year better than the newer, like 2014, 2015 SIs. I'm not a huge fan of the front end on those. I think this looks really freaking cool though. So, as I said, completely stock. It looks like they did wash it for us too, so that's cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. Nice long doors because it is a coupe. Here's a look at the interior. Of course, my mom already has her own personal touches in there, but yeah, 6-speed manual, aluminum pedals, complete with SI badging on the appropriate places that it should be. Pretty decent back room space for like a small Honda sports car. I think it's pretty neat. So it does have the premium audio system, being an SI, so that's nice. It sounds pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. And, yeah, sitting in here, I am pretty large. I'm a pretty large guy. I mean, I'm not like super fat or anything, but I'm 6 feet tall, and it's a little bit cramped in here, but I mean, come on, like I said, it's an SI, so it's worth it, I suppose. Of course, 6-speed manual, that is okay, that's better. So yeah, 6-speed shifter there. Of course, it is a Civic, so we have our tack and other lights here, and then up here we have our speedometer. Well, I may as well just start the car, actually. So there it is. So of course, our tachometer is here. Sorry. How do I make that stop? Like that. Okay, sweet. So yeah, we just picked this car up this morning from the dealership. We purchased it last night, but we didn't take delivery until this morning, like I said. But yeah, of course, you got your tack here, your two select and reset buttons. Up there, you got your speed. On this side, you have kind of like a VTEC type shift light. Once you hit, red line, it'll progressively get, it is pretty much a shift light. So, and then our fuel is up there. Here we have our multifunction display. I think if I push this button, it'll change like what is displayed on there. Of course, there's only a couple options, your power monitor or your radio. And as you can see there, we have 18,936 miles, which is super low. This car was local and only driven about 5,000 miles a year. And we did look at the Carfax, and it was taken care of, at least in the maintenance department. It was in for maintenance at the local Honda dealership every 5,000–6,000 miles, so that's cool. Yeah, other than that, it does have a sunroof, of course. That's not too interesting. I know what you guys all want to see, and that's driving. So I will try to set that up. I don't know how successful I'm going to be with that, but I will give it a shot. All right, y'all, let's do this. I managed to set up the camera in the headrest like I usually do these. So hopefully it stays there with all this VTEC, yo. So let me go ahead and turn on the air conditioner. It's kind of hot. Of course, the Civic Si, something I've noticed between my Accord Coupe and this car as a difference. I mean, being they have similar powertrains, obviously the engine in this is better. But I've noticed it has kind of a lumpy idle, and I know that's a normal Civic Si thing. It's something I noticed. So let's go ahead and reverse here. It does have a backup camera, which is really nice. My mom really wanted that. And when we first bought the car, we didn't actually think it had one, but it does have a reverse camera, so. And another thing I've noticed driving this car, obviously it is kind of like a performance model, so the gears are a little bit shorter than my Accord. Obviously not surprising, I'm just saying things that I've noticed driving the car versus mine. Of course, the shifts are pretty similar. This has, I don't want to say longer throws, I think the shifter is just longer. But yeah, the shift knob is pretty tall and long, so, but yeah, the gears are shorter at about 40. I'm doing about 3,000 in fourth gear, so that's pretty high compared to my car. Meaning, like, in my car I can do 40 at 3,000 in third gear. So of course the gears are aggressive for performance reasons, which makes perfect sense. Yeah, just under 19,000 miles. That's one of the things that really drew us to this car. I mean, I know obviously mileages and everything, and I really wouldn't care all that much about how many miles were on the car as long as it was, you know, looked clean and it had good service history. But my mom was like, yo, I'm not buying anything over 30,000 miles on it. So yeah, we actually found this, of course, like I said, at a Toyota dealership, not a Honda, because I don't know, they had this one and we were like, sweet. So we got it this morning. And then there will be another video. This is for like my regular viewers. There will be another video on what's happening to my mom's old car, which is a 1998 Honda Accord LX shortly. That will be happening. So yeah, hint hint, I no longer have the 1990 Honda Accord that I owned for a while. So that should give you enough hint right there. But a video will be coming on that soon too. Sweet. So that wasn't even, that was almost full throttle. And this car is really fun to drive in many ways. Of course, I'm being nice to it because I don't own it, but yeah, this car is pretty fun. I don't know if you might or might not be able to see the little shift light, but it progressively gets, you know, has two yellows and then a red once you approach red line. So kind of just like a fun visual thing. This car is super fun to drive though. And of course with Hondas, like the shifts are very easy, which is important for someone like my mom. And so my mom actually hasn't had a manual car in almost 20 years, so, or almost 19, sorry. So I was really surprised when, you know, I showed her this car, and at first she was kind of like, I don't want a manual. Sorry, I had to VTEC a little. At first she was like, I don't want a manual because, you know, that's kind of effort. But then she drove this when we went to look at it, and she just fell in love with it. It's super easy. I mean, obviously, it's similar to my car. I would say this shifter is a little bit smoother than my car in some ways. So yeah, and obviously it's real fun. Rev matching is super easy. My mom didn't know how to rev match to a degree, and I basically told her how to do it, and she said she got it to like today. So obviously we test drove the car last night. So obviously, again, rev matching in this car is real easy and smooth. So yeah. Absolutely love this car. Honestly, I don't think she could have picked a better car to replace her Accord with, besides maybe a V6 Accord, but those are kind of expensive. So anyway, I'm going to end the video here. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later.